Hello, hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing the flip through for Journal 162, the lucky one. And it is the lucky one because I'm so lucky to have all of you guys. Ooh. So this one is kind of like my anti-Valentine's Day journal. I had picked out this quote for like 2-ish years prior to like using this journal maybe, and so it's like heartbreak is one thing but ego is another. I beg you, don't embarrass me, motherfucker. um it's by Sabrina Carpenter and her Please 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 song, and I just absolutely loved it because it's kind of how I am. I can survive heartbreaks, but I cannot survive ego bruises. I'm way too proud for that. So this is guarded by Katie, who is a butterfree in my, I believe, like Pokemon Green game. And I just kind of picked like my anti-Valentine's Day stickers, which is like put yourself first, which I feel like, like Valentine's Day can also be about you as well. And then the Valentine's no thanks sticker. All right, let's get into it. All right, here you will see I was intending on tracking my journal expenses, but I did not. And I actually did some of these things. So I did finish The Last of Us Part 2. I don't know if I did it in this journal per se. And I did eventually learn how to clean the filter on my Shark vacuum. Basically, I was told prior to getting to the vacuum, hey, do not clean out your fireplace with this thing. The ash like will mess it up. And I had a friend coming over and I had like a pile of ash in my fireplace because it was like winter time. This is in February. Actually, let's see like exactly where it is. Okay, so we have strategic blocking again. So actually this was from January 24th to January 28th, and then I hopped back into it to February 2nd through the 16th. I did a lot of journal hopping because I kind of figured out really quickly that this Valentine's Day journal was not going to make it till Valentine's Day. But I did use like a lot of like hearts in this. This was really cool, had like theme stickers. And overall, it lasted 10 days. And this journal should look familiar to you because my 350 subscribers on YouTube celebration is in here. So that's awesome. And then I did basically 350 doodles as the subscribers, and it took me months. That's also another reason why I hopped out of this journal, is because I did not want to guess wrong, like how many, basically like how long or how many pages I would need to do those like doodles. So I hopped out of it until I was done and I hopped back into it. Anyway, I did eventually figure out how to clean out the filter of my vacuum. It was really easy. You just like ran it with water and then you let it dry for like multiple days, to be precise. And then voice to text research, I didn't do that. And then best way to protect pencil, also didn't do that. Completely forgot that was a goal I had. Okay, this is spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2 behind my hand. So here, I will do this for people who don't want to be spoiled. But I do have like a idea that I completely forgot about, that was write a 2033 letter for Metro 2033. And then also that's when The Last of Us happens, because originally it was in the games. The game came out in 2013, and then it was 20 years after that, so that's 2033. So amazing. Should I put that on my like yearly to-do list? Editor Catherine will probably do it while editing this video. A lot of things I couldn't show you. I basically like kind of had like a lot of like heartbreak animal stuff where it was like I'm separating from the herd and it's like a giraffe, or whatever, that I had printed off years ago and I had in like just my Valentine's Day ephemera. And I finally got to put these in here, and then also just a lot of working on my manuscript, which is amazing and I love to see. And then we have our very first Webkin spread. Behind here is decluttering that I have, but I just don't want to do all that blocking. So anyway, still doing the Webkin spreads, very cute. Okay, so I'm just writing about like all things that I did, but I wanted to point out also behind here, I had like seen these like TikToks or videos that were basically like, cute lock screen ideas. So I just printed them out and then put them in here as well, just for like a future Catherine. Oh, do you guys remember this? I also did my 2025 accomplishment cake, and something that I also didn't show you was my week 12 of the artist way. So I was kind of wrapping up a lot of things in this journal, and that's just pretty amazing. And then here's where I kind of have like my idea for my pride journals. So here's one of them. Ooh, I'm gonna also have to like block this as well. We'll block it like this. So, but yeah, here's my second pride journal. I already had my dinosaur pride journal. But here's where I had the idea where basically I was going to try and like do a little outline of a color and then have ephemera according to that color. Okay, so this is The Last of Us thoughts, so don't read it if you don't want spoilers for The Last of Us, the game part 2, but this is the page that I am referring to where I did this just kind of on a whim, and I was like, oh my gosh, could you imagine if I did this like throughout all of Pride? That would be just so cute. And so far I've been doing that, and I have been challenging not just to do it through one journal, but through the whole month of June. I think I just said I just been challenging, like I just been challenging myself is what I mean. Here's another webkin spread, and basically what you missed is that I beta read for a stranger completely, and I put my little beta reader feedback and everything. I have no idea where that went. They basically were like, thank you, and I've never heard from them again. So they didn't have any follow-up questions or anything like that. But I've also been putting a lot of Valentine's Day cards in this journal, which is why this journal is kind of chunky. Do you guys remember this? So it's like the penguin going to the mountains, and it's like, but one of them caught our eye. He would neither go towards the feeding grounds or to the edge of the ice, nor return to the colony. Shortly afterwards, we saw him heading straight towards the mountains, some 70 kilometers away. And then it was like this like really inspiring quote, but then like actually when you looked it up, it was like he got confused and then he died. So, but anyway, like everyone at this time was like, be the penguin. And like it was so inspiring. Oh, and then here we are. These are the doodles that I did for my 150 subscribers. And I hit this on January 25th. So, and like I said, it took me a couple months to do it because I had to pencil them out, then I had to outline them. And originally I was going to color them, and then I was like, I like not having carpal tunnel. So I didn't do that. If you want to see the whole flip through, I would say go watch that video because I did took a lot of time in it. So sorry to make you go watch another video, but thank you if you do go watch it. And we have more Webkinz birthday spreads. Amazing. Oh, and we have more Webkinz birthday spreads, and we hit Valentine's Day. So if you don't know what the Webkinz birthday spreads are or like mean, basically in 2025, it was Webkinz 20th year anniversary, and I still had access to my account. So I was like, oh, let me just like go and like log in every day and like see, you know, like whose birthday it is, and then make them a little birthday spread as like a little nostalgic thing for Webkinz. And I had like so much fun with it. I got really creative with it, and it was just like, it was so fun. Okay, here's another spread, and there's a little card under there, but it says my old address, so we're not going to show it. Okay, I think I was just kind of done with this journal. So I had these like yummy boxes that my parents gave me like years ago, and I had like cut up the like wrappers, cleaned them, and then I was going to like, the original plan was is I was going to put them in my journals, and I was going to write down my reviews of them. However, I waited for so long that that didn't happen. Actually, I'm looking at this, I'm kind of wondering if surely not. I was wondering if I got this as a Christmas gift from one of my old workplaces, but I would have already been gone from that workplace, so I think it's from the Yummy box. Okay, here's a lot more decolor stuff. The things I couldn't show you or kind of like would show you like where I'm at. But anyway, I got Kesha concert tickets. It was amazing. And then there was a sushi place that I went on like one of the first dates after getting into a relationship, so really special. And I was like, okay, time to put this in. And then these I've had since childhood, and I was kind of like, well, basically I've been going through my parents' house and kind of like taking like my stuff from their house and then bringing it here, and then I've been slowly going through it and decluttering it. Oh, and then these are, you can't tell, but they used to have pins, so it was like, you know, 5 pins and stuff. Um, but I got this from my friend Michaela, and girl, if you're watching this, all your pins are extinct now because I've used them all, but they had cute little like phrases. If you were watching my videos around like January and February, my shorts, of me proving to you that I've been working on my manuscript, you would see those pins in action. Like I showed them off a lot. And in the decluttering, I had a little kind of like sketchbook notepad thing that I had since I was like a kid. And I saw this video on TikTok of a girl saying that she was making conversation hearts to like give out at the club. And so she was like, oh, this person looks like friend material. Then she would give them out like the friend color. And then if she's like, oh, I want this person to like have my number and call me, then she would give out that one. So like I just made these cute little handy or candy hearts and I just thought they were really adorable. And I was like, that's such a cool idea. And I can't wait until one day I do this. And I may not even wait until Valentine's Day. You know, like I might just go do it. Because, like, how unique would that be? And how much of a meet cute would that be? Oh, that's so amazing. Okay, and then I have look up love song references. Um, and I didn't do it. You know, sometimes I'm a little bit too ambitious. And I must have heard this quote somewhere because it says, what's not meant for you will disappoint you in 1,000 ways until you understand that it's not meant for you. And so when I just like hear quotes like this, I will just write them down, especially if they really touch me in that moment. I don't know what was going through in that moment for me, but it touched me, so I wrote it down. This is hilarious. So I'm like, it's Friday the 13th. And in February, we had Friday the 13th in February and in March. Sorry, I meant this year. We had Friday the 13th in February and March. That was really cool. And so I was like, so I'm going to try and do something spooky, like editing certain parts of my book. Yeah, I think my friends were legitimately going and getting tattoos like on this day. And yeah, so hopefully like I need to look up the next Friday the 13th because I want to get my ears pierced again. I want a double piercing. I have just one. And so then I could do that, but that would be so cool. Okay, so this is basically like the end of the journal. I got a little bit tired, even though I have a little bit left. So this is what I'm talking about, where I'm like, I feel like that I have a concern that maybe I'm cheating because I taped old pictures from this like blue book that my mom gave me, and I think from senior year. And I'm like, thank you, love you, bye. And here's some like, you know, animal spirit guides and things like that. Other things that you kind of missed that I didn't really want to show you was just like a lot of complaining about like my job, where literally in bright red I have release me, let me do my job. And again, strategic blocking on my part, but basically that is this journal. So I have 4 days, and then 10 days, which, you know, 4 and 4 don't make a lot of sense, but if you count here, I believe it is 10. Did I miscount? No, because in the 4 days, you know, you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, but you have to count. Anyway, I didn't miscount. You can count them. There are 10 right there. Anyway, this was such a great idea. This was such a like a fun journal to be in. I hope that you really enjoyed this video. And remember to always find a reason and excuse to write. Bye bye.